It's the preparation, it's the adrenaline of just like a football game. It's you against the animals, and you have to be able to ambush, you have to be prepared, you have to be in the right place at the right time. Everything has to be aligned just so, because there's a lot more people who go without getting a deer than get a deer.
Outdoor option. My daddy taught a way of life I passed down to my kids. Showed me how to shoot and hunt and fish and how to live. Said I was born for the great outdoors, but the choice is up to you. Man, I always choose the outdoor option. It's outdoor option. Outdoor option. It's outdoor option.
This is us. This is what we're all about.
Outdoor option. That's the life I choose. The outdoor option.
The Outdoor Option is brought to you by Covert Scouting Cameras, Suzuki, the Remington Outdoor Company, Ignite the Hunt, Deer Supplements and Attractants, Skag Power Equipment, Orca Coolers, Justin Original Work Boots, Sheffield Financial, Rhino Blinds, and 10-Point Crossbow Technologies.
Last week on the Outdoor Option. After seeing some good action on our covert trail cams, it was time to bow hunt in our home state of Ohio. I was able to take a great buckeye whitetail.
This is the biggest buck I've ever shot in my life.
And Shannon kept her season 2 streak alive with a great trophy of her own.
You heard him. For now, at least I don't have to sit out in the cold and gun hunt this year.
It's gun season in Ohio this week, and since I already got my buck with a bow, I didn't have to sit through the cold weather of gun season. Since my dad always waits for Danny and I to get our bucks first, gun season always seems to be his time to shine.
I can tell you that I've not missed an opening day since I was 16 years old, at least in one state.
Well, today's opening day gun season here in Ohio in the Buckeye State. It's a season here in the Midwest that a lot of people look forward to.
Opening day of gun season in Ohio is like a national holiday. I think it's even bigger than Thanksgiving around here.
I was fortunate enough to be with Danny when he got his big buck with a bow. I was with Shannon when she got her buck with a bow. And now I got Danny behind the camera here with me. Hopefully he'll be with me when I get a big old buck.
You know, besides the filming part, it's like the old days of being able to sit together and talk about all kinds of stuff, non-related to deer hunting, just get caught up on everybody's fast-paced life.
It's really cool to be able to sit with my dad and just sit back and film him try to shoot a big buck.
Really looking forward to it. It's a rainy day, but it's quiet, very little wind, and a little bit of rain. But it's gonna be a good morning. Looking forward to it.
One thing special this year about Ohio that was really unique is they passed new law that allows you to use, straight-walled pistol cases in some rifles, in certain models of some rifles. And in my particular case, I was able to use a Marlin 1894 lever action in a 44 mag. I put scope on it and zeroed it in. At 100 yards, it was dead on, and just like hunting any other state with a rifle instead of having to use a shotgun, which was better for me because I love using a rifle when I'm deer hunting.
This is a huge advantage because now it's an even more accurate weapon that you can choose from.
And because of the weather, we had to hunt in the blind to stay out of the rain and out of the wind and so forth. And I decided to take this blind and put it in a place where I've never had a chance to go before, deep down in the bottom of a holler on an escape route trail that I knew that I'm maybe not going to see a lot of deer and not see a lot of action, but if I did, it was going to be a doozy.
The deer just aren't moving very well yet this morning. We're hearing a few shots, but as rainy and dreary as it is, it's starting to get cold. The wind's kind of shifted out of the north. Maybe it'll get the bucks and the deer starting to move a little bit. So we'll see what happens.
Stay connected with the Outdoor Option team. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We'd love to hear from you and see your pictures.
Closed captioning of the Outdoor Option is provided by the Remington Outdoor Company. This segment of the Outdoor Option is brought to you by 10-Point Crossbow Technologies.
Well, today's opening day gun season here in Ohio in the Buckeye State. It's a season here in the Midwest that a lot of people look forward to.
It's a magical time of the year, and it's where we all get together and build them family memories that last a lifetime. And because of the weather, we had to hunt in the blind to stay out of the rain and out of the wind and so forth. And I decided to take this blind and put it in a place where I've never had a chance to go before, deep down in the bottom of a holler on an escape route trail. Danny's in the blind with me, and he's operating the camera, and we get to spend the first few hours of opening day just talking about and kind of remembering all the different hunts that we were on together and the hunts that he was on with me and so forth since he was a little boy. And next thing you know, I think it was getting pretty close to 10 o'clock, and Danny saw the flicker of an ear.
He doesn't know we're here.
My dad always jokes with me and says that the only reason he keeps me around in the stand is for my eyesight. And this year that happened to be true.
Something right at us now. Just don't move.
So the team kind of puts me in charge of viewing all the covert trail cam pics, and if I see a good one, I pass it along to everybody else. So after a while, I start seeing these bucks and start knowing them like the back of my hand. And as soon as I got a good look at this buck, I knew he's one that we've been seeing as a local resident.
Now he's coming. He's keeping an eye on everything though.
This buck was actually a buck my dad and I saw when I was hunting on Youth Day.
I need to get my gun.
He came in from our left and stood behind a tree with his butt to us, and before I knew it, he ran off before I could get a shot.
You know, Shannon had her safety off and was ready to pull the trigger on it, but he wouldn't present a good shot, and kudos to her because a lot of people would have taken the shot, the marginal shot, but she, you know, at 17 years old, she had the discipline not to take that shot.
I guess this is why they say everything happens for a reason, because now he's back and he's going to give my dad a shot.
But as soon as I can get on, I am. I got a good clean shot once he gets past that moss. Way up there. Yeah, just wait. I'm good on him now. Just wait. No, I can't. No, that brush. No, I can't. Shh.
When it comes to whitetail deer hunting, one of the biggest factors that comes into play is patience, and this buck definitely tested ours.
but it took him what seemed to be a lifetime to get there because he was just working his way through an escape route, staying in the brush, thinking that nobody was going to see him.
Not me. Ready?
The Outdoor Option is brought to you by these fine sponsors. This segment of the Outdoor Option is brought to you by Covert Scouting Cameras, the official trail camera of the Outdoor Option.
Hey everyone, Danny Reaser here from the Outdoor Option. This week's product of the week, we're taking a look at Covert Scouting Cameras. New for this year is the Outlook and the Code Black 3G. Covert has raised the bar with the all-new Outlook and its 130-degree wide-angle lens, capable of taking HD video and 12-megapixel photos. The Code Black 3G uses a SIM card that sends photos directly to your cell phone or email address. This technology allows you to see what is going on at your stand without having to go to the camera and pull the SD card.
One of my favorite features of the Covert Outlook camera is this huge viewing monitor built right into the camera that makes it really easy to look at pictures.
With Covert's superb infrared technology, both cameras take full HD video and high-resolution images in the darkest of night.
But as soon as I can get on, I am.
When it comes to whitetail deer hunting, one of the biggest factors that comes into play is patience, and this buck definitely tested ours.
Not me. Ready?
As a hunter, you know, we respect the game that we hunt. We want to make the best possible clean kill that we can get. And in this particular case, this was kind of an exemplary moment that I shot this buck and dropped him right in his tracks.
Man, this 44 mag does the job.
It was hard to tell who was more excited about it, me or Danny, because he was really excited. He gets about fired up like Shannon does when we get a deer together like that.
That was such a cool and exciting feeling to get a big buck like that down on film for him.
That's what you call a hat trick. Like I said, I was with Danny when he got his buck. I was with Shannon when she got her buck. And Danny's with me when I got my buck.
One of the best parts about this hunt is that we didn't have to trail him. Talk about an easy recovery.
My trusty new Marlin 44 mag did the job. Go get our hands on this big boy and see what he looks like. This is that trail that we were watching. It's strictly an escape route from one big holler to another. And he was cutting across right here on the upper trail that ties into it. Seeing this trail ties into that and they come together. Oh, look at this buck. Nice 10-pointer. It's definitely the buck that Shannon had on youth day in the morning that wouldn't give us a shot, kind of turned and had his butt to us. That's definitely a nice buck. He's got some serious character. What a way to kick off Ohio gun season. You know, we put a blind down here yesterday along a trail that I've been waiting to hunt for probably 10 years. It's kind of an escape route. It's like a serious runway this year. We put our covert cameras out, got some nice pictures of some bucks, a lot of deer coming through here. And so we set up here yesterday and got in here this morning before daylight. And it was raining pretty good, but you could tell as soon as the rain settled down, the shooting started to begin, the deer started moving, and it didn't take very long for this bad boy to come right down the trail just like we had planned. You know, with my Marlin 44 mag, it's the first year in Ohio you can use rifles with pistol cartridges, straight wall, what they call straight walled cartridges. And with a 44 mag, it did its job. It went right down in his tracks. What a beautiful buck. I'm excited, and especially to have my son Danny behind the camera. Unbelievable experience. You know, I was with him when he got his 10-point, with his 10-point crossbow. I was with Shannon when she got her big 8-point with her 10-point crossbow. And then Danny's with me here when I got my 10-point with my 44 mag from Marlin. Couldn't be happier, couldn't be more excited. Wait till everybody finds out. You know, this is gonna be great.
The Outdoor Option is brought to you by these fine sponsors. This segment of the Outdoor Option is brought to you by Ignite the Hunt, deer supplements and attractants.
You know, with the weather not being so good and my grandpa not getting a buck on the first day, it's got to be tough on him. But he persevered, stuck it out, and hit hard for a second day.
I probably couldn't get a better shot than that right there. Uh-oh. Watch him. He's there. Yeah, boy. I don't know how many he's got, but that was awesome. Did you get him on camera going down? Yeah. Oh. Hey, you do some awesome shooting, man.
You know, as soon as we got the call that he got a big buck down, me and my dad were ecstatic.
Way to go, Pops. Way to go. That's what you call a quad header.
And to be able to get out there and do the recovery with him, that made it even more special.
Yeah, we watched him go down. He's right down there.
Really?
In an open field. Oh, yeah, man.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Oh, he does.
Yeah, that's
Beautiful buck.
huh? Oh,
That's a nice buck. That's a nice buck.
3-4.
Look at that.
Yeah.
9-point. That made it really cool. 3 generations being there together, hunting and getting a big old buck like that and be able to share it together. You know, that's memory that really will last a lifetime and always has.
Yes, it is.
This is Ohio. The Buckeye State again. Oh, that's great.
This is didn't know how many points he was, but I was glad to see him come by. He had these brow antlers, and I decided he had to be my buck. This is one of the greatest bucks I've killed. That's really a unique set of antlers.
I'm so proud of my grandpa because even after all these years, he's still putting in the time and making the shot count.
You know, this year's deer season was amazing for us. Not only did Shannon and I get the job done with our 10-point crossbows early on, but then when gun season came around, my dad and my grandpa got their bucks down, and then my Uncle Tony and Cody came in and got bucks of their own. What an amazing year for us here at the Outdoor Option.
Come over this way. This is a moment. See you next week on the Outdoor Option.
I'll tell you what, hey, I'm wearing face paint every time you and me go hunt from now on.
Well, you should.